Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some Empire Total War Darthmod here today on the channel. We're back on our Prussia campaign. This is episode 4. In today's episode, we're going to be declaring war upon Westphalia and more than likely going to be drawing in Hanover. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like. Subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on. Let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions for the series and where you'd like me to expand and conquer. All feedback is appreciated, even the dislikes. Lets me sort of gauge the series and stuff. Also, if you haven't become a channel member as well, that's available on YouTube if you want to get some extra features for live streaming and whatnot. Check out and join and become a channel member here today. So, we're going to be declaring war upon Westphalia. In the last episode, we declared war upon Munich and Bavaria. We're currently trying to conquer and control the German states. What is there? 6 down, 2 to go or so. We've knocked out Saxony. We've knocked out Prague, Vienna, Württemberg. All that sort of remains is Hanover, Cologne in Rhineland, and Westphalia to the north. They're the first we're going to be declaring war against. We have managed to take some new territory as well, which is quite cool. We've managed to take Ceylon, as there was a huge power vacuum in the Dutch overseas territory. When the French Republic took the Netherlands, all their overseas territory rebelled. As you can see there, the French are not under monarchical rule, they are under a republic. Also in the last episode, we actually pushed into Italy, which I'm really quite surprised and was kind of passive about. I had no ambition into pushing into Venice or Italy, but they continued to war deck me. Maybe just due to religious contention. Us on the border here. So Westphalia actually... Oh. Did they conquer that? Oh, they must have. Anyway, we're going to be declaring war against Westphalia, as they have a fair few settlements to the north. Sweden... Okay, so they're going to bring in... Oh, Hanover's their protectorate. Okay. Sweden refused. Why? The United States and Britain came in. The two major superpowers of Empire. So, let's do a quick save and a hard save. Konrad Sulzer against Johann. Let's fight this one on the battlefield here today. I kind of hope that the men of Westphalia are going to put up a bigger and better fight than the men of Bavaria in the last episode. But let me know in the comments. We want me to expand and conquer. We still border with a fair few ripe territories to take. Russia, Scandinavia, maybe even further Italian kingdoms, or maybe a war might break out with the French. Now that I have a bit of a taste and a bit of a tease of my first overseas colony in Ceylon, we're shipping back tea and gems instead of trading yucky manufacturing goods. Yuck, manufacturing goods. You can get better than that on Empire. That's the problem when you play with these landlocked European factions. You're very much out of the trade game for quite some time. So, looking at the battlefield here today against Westphalia, we have the terrain on our side. There's a huge, and I mean huge, hill here that we're going to be able to hold, which is fantastic. But numbers-wise, this is going to be tougher than the previous wars. Austria gave us a bit of a run for our money. Poland, likewise. Saxony, Bavaria, not so much. The ethnic Germanic states haven't lived up to the, at least, Prussian reputation. We're still currently under the reign of Frederick Wilhelm II. 48, 49 or so years of age now. So he's probably got 20, 30 years of his reign still left. We're doing a long campaign. We could very well see a successor. I can't remember I can't even remember the French campaign off the top of my head. Did we ever have someone else apart from Louis XIV? I don't know if we did. The Sun King definitely had a lot of ancestors. And... not ancestors. Like claimants and stuff. But I don't think he ever passed on. Right, so looking at my army build, I have 3 units of artillery, 2 horse, 1 standard. We've got some dragoons, 4 units of artillery. This particular army with Conrad Sultz isn't the amazing battle-hardened grenadiers that we fought with against the Austrians and the Italians. My main army's been sort of dragged down to the south with Otto Grisler, but Conrad is a renowned commander. He fought in the early Poland and Saxony wars, but he had a bit of an expedition all the way to Ceylon to take those territory. Also, still on the plate, how should my government rule? I still think we should probably roleplay and make Prussia great again under monarchical rule. Honor Frederick the Great. And change history with his sack of spuds. Aloof of a king. Frederick Wilhelm. Which he was more so in real life. Okay, so let's push up here. So let's see what we're working with on this hill. Like, so can we actually... oh, okay. So there seems to be a lot of impassable terrain on the top of this hill. Really? It's annoying because it's like bugging out. Impassable terrain, if you guys have been watching... what are we... so like Rome 2, there's been a lot of impassable terrain. It's been the bane of my existence in my last sort of recording sessions. There's even one there as well. Okay, so I guess we'll connect to this rock. That's actually going to work, because then they can't get past it as well. Funneling units into narrow corridors and choke points, especially in any total war that has gunpowder and artillery, from Warhammer to Napoleon, it works wonders. So we'll form up. We'll try and shell shock and obliterate the Westphalian host. Now, even though I was sort of talking down upon the conscripts and the makeup of this army, we are fighting with 3 to 4 chevron Prussian line infantry, and we are on a late campaign, so the techs and units are going to perform a hell of a lot better from what they would in an early campaign. We do have sprinkled about some various Prussian corps, grenadiers and whatnot, but it just doesn't make up the entire rank. But some of these line infantry are 500 man strong, so we've got that going for them. We've also got additional reinforcements being available as well. So we've got the 4th Regiment of Dragoons here in the 1st, and it looks like the cavalry of Westphalia are trying to close the distance. The further we can secure the German sphere of influence, will be the undisputed ruler of the state. So our dragoons are currently trying to get some volleys off against the 1st Westphalian cavalry charging here. And yeah, I was just going to say where they were sort of going at the last minute. If we can pull you out and get you to skirmish, that's fine. Oh, okay, so they're actually trying to shoot with us with their own artillery, which is doing a little bit of damage. So we'll try and pick apart their concentration and carve them up like carving a cake. They're sending more cavalry over here, which they do have an abundance of. The 5th Regiment of Militia, the 9th, and because it's defensive, they're actually in their own bunkers. Even more coming in here. Okay, this is going to be a hell of a fight here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move my cavalry up. If they expose that artillery, I might have to charge it. Gotta love artillery fortification charges. There's so many cool ones in history. We might need to sort of neutralize theirs, because the thing is with Darthmod, especially on this difficulty, it's actually like the harder difficulties in Empire. I think very hard difficulty is harder on Empire than it is like Rome 2, because the main thing what happens is your units and their fire by rank and sort of aim and shot gets tremendously weaker, and the randomness and the RNG comes up while the enemy's improved. So, like, fort battles are renowned for having like mortars just bombard us here. So we're trying to neutralize their artillery because they've actually brought more than me. And I want to try and keep this as a defensive fight, even though I'm being aggressive. So we've managed to neutralize one artillery piece here, even though there's 3 cavalry units lurking around, and we're probably going to be subdued. We are technically outnumbered in this fight at the moment. On the battlefield, we're outnumbered by the Westphalian cavalry and their artillery. We're currently fighting on the right-hand side here, while the others are trying to subdue the other artillery. My artillery is bombing theirs, and our line infantry's basically just looking at each other. Basically playing spot the difference from this range. But we're going to be able to look down upon the city and arc our shot. We've got the high ground. We have the impassable terrain. Everything is coming up for Prussia by the look of it. But as always, in the description below is the mod, if you guys would like to download it and play along with me. Okay. So, our cavalry's been a little bit subdued here, and they have more rotating in. Yeah, so I actually got 4 artillery pieces against our 3. Because they're actually hitting us a little bit there. My cavalry's been mostly neutralized, so that's not good. Maybe we try and soften up their infantry and try and make them charge. Yeah, so they're actually broken. Crikey. And I basically threw a lot of the other ones further into certain death. Let's form up a square formation here as the 4th Regiment of Horse. Von's Militia Cavalry seem to be doing well. And, okay, back over here, we're just still trading 3-1. So mostly what's going on is artillery trading fire, along with small cavalry skirmishes. My front line is still holding, and they're still trying to bring more guys in. There's even more artillery pieces coming in. We can't... Crikey, they've got a lot. We're trying to shell them back here. Fortunately, some of those units can't get their shot down. We're just trying to snipe out as many of them as I can. They're moving into loose formation. Trying to, I guess, drag drag artillery fire away. But it doesn't really count for anything because we have unlimited ammunition. Okay, so we've got a general coming in here. I'm going to withdraw him. I wish you could sometimes choose and prioritize your reinforcements. Send a messenger out. Quickly, tell them to bring up the cavalry first. Make them double time. Speaking of cavalry, why are they sitting there? Come on. I've given you the order to shoot behind you. Do you not have the tactics to choose? So they're cycle charging into our right flank now. Unfortunately, our right flank is kind of weaker. But the square formation still seems to be holding. Once we target their infantry here, they just seem to rattle about. So we've got some more reinforcements there coming in. And now they're perfectly cavalry. Let's continue to bring them in. Maybe they can deal with those Westphalian cavalry that's annoying us. We might even be half a mind to withdraw some of those weaker units, in the sense of just they just don't have the numbers. So Westphalia is bringing up another artillery piece. The 6th Regiment of Horse is coming up. So now they've got 5 to our 3, so that could be a problem. We might have to charge it out. 22, 32 in the reinforcing here. So let's try and bring you a bit more centrally. They brought in an artillery piece. Do we really need it? That's the thing. I've set it on withdraw, but I guess I could change my mind if we need it. I might actually try and look to charge one of these bunkers. Because the artillery's there, but there's a lot more infantry. If we could swing... Yeah, because my cavalry's been actually smashed. Or actually been hit there. They're trying to target that fresh cavalry unit. We've got 108 Corsairs there. You got to give it to Westphalia. They're giving us a fantastic contest of a battle here today. So what I want to try and do, even though they're deployed on the right, I'm going to try and get them on the left here. I'm going to try and get them to somehow get down this hill. Like, what's the best way? Like, basically, if you can charge that bunker and neutralize that artillery, we'll be laughing. Yeah, because it seems to be exposed at times. We might just have to charge it. 6 Regiment of Horse! Charge that artillery bunker! It kind of reminds me when the Polish cavalry charged for Napoleon against the Spanish, breaking 1, 2, not 3 bunkers, and Napoleon declared, "Ah! You are my bravest cavalry." I always bring that up so much. Oh. Napoleon, what a guy. What a man. So, it looks like we actually might be successful here. Come on, let's destroy the 3rd Regiment of Howitzers. And the crazy Prussians have swarmed 1. There's 14 in that unit. Try and get rid of that. 9, 8. That's nearly destroyed now. 6 to operate. 7 now. No way. Have we just neutralized the Westphalian artillery with 1 unit? Oh, they're sending in reinforcements. Bayonets! No. Are they going to fire or are they going to bayonet? They're taking their time, whatever they're doing. And we are carving up the infantry. We have 3 slots remaining, though. As my cavalry is now retreated. We've only got 1 in the active field. Yeah, try and focus on that there. Oh, we've been incredibly successful there. Come on, 8. I'm pretty sure 3 or 4 can still operate artillery pieces. We have more additional line infantry coming in. And it looks like the infantry's trying to capture that. Oh my god. What a charge. That's tremendous. And those units are actually further out. Can we neutralize the entire Westphalian artillery? Not 3. Not 4. Can we go 5? Yeah, they should be just firing upon their own men. Like, if they're already shattered and gone, just absolutely obliterate those cavalry units. Because we are charging down the artillery like a good old hungry hippo. So, it looks like they're trying to potentially encircle my right flank, as they're going to have an easier time pushing against my reinforcements coming in. So there might be a little bit of a skirmish, potentially even a second battle. We are in a strong defensive position up on the hill. Conrad Schultz isn't going to give it up, but maybe we might have to rotate and have to. It's just the deployment zones. So we managed to neutralize the artillery in an amazing blitzkrieg. Oh my god, I don't believe that. Obviously, what was this, 1783, so we're still 30 years out or so until Emperor Napoleon's reign. And now, with artillery supremacy on the battlefield, we're going to be unchallenged in that fire department. So we've got that's crazy. It's 500 each. So we've got 1,000 men holding on there. I still don't want to lose this position, because if they ever have to charge us, they have to charge us uphill into broken and untextured terrain. We'll just try and focus and fire them out. We still have decent shots there with the Prussian artillery. Fire! Fire! 1st Regiment of Artillery! Fire! There we go. And we'll try and connect up, but we'll just have to see. Ah, so they're actually coming out to contest us here. That's fine. Let's reform you and match up. So move you back slightly, so you can get a nice, strong, long angle. And they seem to be trickling 1 or 2 across. And it's probably going to lead to an engagement here. 21st Regiment of Foot, make ready. I know you've had a long day and tough march ahead, but do it for your king, Frederick Wilhelm II. And also do it for the German people. We want to liberate Westphalia and the working class. And bring about a German state. Only the Germans can defend themselves. Maybe I need to do a follow-on campaign. In like 1939. Or 1920. Okay. So, I'm not entirely sure what they're doing. It looked like they were coming out to contest with us, but then they got caught and then they haven't. These guys seem to be forming up a bit better here. But as long as we can target and weaken as many of them, the better. Yes, they're forming up here. They still haven't closed the distance on us. It's still about a 50-50, but we have numerical supremacy coming in as reinforcements. But on the battlefield, it's always quite tight, because there's only a certain amount of men you can bring in. For some reason, they're formed into square. That's insane. I thought they were doing alright, sort of avoiding me on particular angles, but forming square when there's no cavalry in sight? Some people think I'm bonkers. But I just think I'm free. I'm from Westphalia. Life is a breeze. Okay, so now it's starting to get real. There's 4 to 6 forming up here. Look, if we can basically try and finish off the 13th there, and maybe additional second, we can bring them towards that front line. So it looks like they're trying to push me on the right here now. My artillery is still being doing incredibly well there. Okay. The 13th is now breaking. Yeah, I think that's what they tried to do. They tried to stop the reinforcements coming in. Well, if we can push up and get close to that front line as we can. Yeah, it looks like a massive surge is coming in. Yeah, try and focus and finish off that. Be pragmatic and aggressive where you can. But also don't be rash and run into challenges too much. The 1st Regiment of Foot. Fire. The 1st Regiment of Foot. That's awesome. As the 22nd and the 21st are alongside them. Okay, so now they're actually in fire range. So they know that their artillery has been destroyed. That a frontal assault is the only way to try and break us, and maybe get a lucky shot on the general. My reinforcing units are actually adopting an interesting role. They are essentially skirmishing and targeting the right flank. Now my flank here, my right flank of the front line is incredibly weak, but they seem to be holding out. Okay. So these seem to be phasing off quite well. They're still... yeah. We might be able to break them. We should be able to wrap around what we can. So what's this? The 2nd Regiment of Dragoons. The enlistees. So they've dismounted their horses because they know it's going to be a full-on line battle now. Okay, now they're getting quite close. This is a hell of a battle, awesome. This is a really good fight. I'm enjoying it. The topography of the battlefield makes it unique. And that charge was nuts. I feel like in Empire I've had some of the best battles against the German states. Württemberg for the French was my favourite. And now this. There was actually a really cool one in the Russian campaign as well. It might have been against Austria. Let me know your favourite battles. that I've played on Empire Total War in the comments. Or maybe just even Total War in general. Okay, so they're actually charging here now. They're fixing bayonets, but some of my brave boys are getting their shots off. The 14th Regiment is now pushing up. And they're holding there. We're still trying to shell them where we can. You're getting a little bit close. Try and shoot down here. But the Westphalians are still trying to push up here. They've actually... Oh my god, that's nuts. They've actually swung around there. Okay, fighting the 6. They're engaging our front line now. And Conrad salts. Hold, men! Hold the front line! You've been holding it all day. Just a little bit more. Oh, you're exposed here. The 9th there. Let's get the cavalry to soften them up. These are the artillery blitzkrieg charges. I'm sure a couple of muskets. Only a couple of sticks and muskets will hold there. And the cavalry is charging down for the Prussians. A few of them got taken out. There were 260 in the initial charge. We've managed to knock out 20. Now fierce fighting has broken out. On the right hand side, we're still contesting with them. And they're now breaking. But the main Westphalian charge has capitulated. It looks like it's going to be another tremendous victory for the Prussians. For Conrad Sultz. And of course, you can't forget the man, second to God on this earth, in Prussia himself, Frederick Wilhelm II. Right. Come on, give up Westphalia. She's all over. Now that we're actually surrounding them, they're about to get rip-roared. There we go, finish them off. And we'll allow my artillery to shell the remaining stragglers now. Yeah, they ain't coming back from this one. Now, they might try and charge 3 or 4 up the hill, but they're not going to make it. We've got an artillery piece for each one. They have now broken. And we'll give chase on the rest. Yeah, so nearly on that right-hand side, everyone can pick a unit. Even the artillery pieces that are still coming up. The 45th and the 30th and the 6th aren't even worried. But we've lost another cavalry unit, which is a shame. That charge against the infantry worked a lot better against the artillery than it did against... Yeah, it worked a lot better against the artillery than it did the actual infantry. And we've got more men trickling in, which is fine. Continue to give chase where you can. Yeah, just a couple of their regulars holding out here on the right. Oh, there's a general cavalry charge there. That's fine. Okay. It's just weirdly wavering. We form square there, that's fine. Ah, they're actually hitting us there. I think it's time to move out of our position. Like, especially move to this cliff. Okay, they're still focusing on that. They've got a cavalry unit hanging out. Oh my god, look at this shot. Impassable terrain. They can't make it. These guys are just getting absolutely brutalized around. There's only, what, 1 or 2 units still holding out for Westphalia. And that's the infantry there. Oh, these guys are trying to get around somehow. $120 there. Ninth Regiment. Pines... Okay, Yalburg, okay. Alright, move there. Yeah, I guess the general and their elite infantry is the last to leave. Understandable. Respectable. What a fight they've given us. Gotta respect that. Oh, victory. Let's continue to run down the remaining stragglers and wrap things up. Victory. So he lost 1.3, he lost 2.9. What a fight. Wow, and now we've pushed into our first key zone into Westphalia. Okay, I've brought out more additional forces, and we're going to be able to take Cologne. And that should be the end of them. Yep, that's it. Rhineland is currently under our control, and we border with the French on the Alsace-Lorraine border, along with... Yeah, they've got Brussels, the French. Yeah, because that was under Spanish control at some point as well. Well, we've just got to take out Hanover. I'm sure the English aren't going to like that. But, especially like the close royal tie, but we need the German states. Oh my god, what is this? This nation has declared war upon you. Genoa! Oh, they could call in Spain and Savoy. That could be interesting because they always have eyes in Italy. Oh, thank God. Phew! Everyone stood with us and they were scared off. So now we're with Genoa. I don't believe this. I have been so disinterested in the Italian conflict for Prussia. I've had no interest in it. We've just been drawn into it. What do the men of Genoa have? I get it. It's a really Catholic country. They despise us. But do you want to be conquered? Well, here we go. Here I go, killing Italians again. Anyway, we're pushing into the Caribbean now. Now, there was a lot more territory that was under Dutch occupation, but I think the French have nabbed it in South America and a couple of islands here. However, we're going to be able to push into the Caribbean and take this one from rebels. This was under the United Provinces' control. We're going to be able to get sugar as a resource. Once we take this, we can use it as an island staging post and eventually push up towards the Americas. So we can form our first German United States territory. How does that sound? We should be pushing against Texas maybe in the next. Right, let's deal with Genoa. So in Liguria, they have a couple of forces. The British, our allies, both being Protestant, have sent the British Royal Navy. They still don't want peace. Well, okay. Looks like the armies that were occupying Venice and Rome, we have had some public order issues, just due to the religious conversion issues, which is understandable. We've also still got to deal with Hanover in the north. So they're not too fussed, the British, us going against them. So we'll be able to bring the House of Hanover under Prussian control. They refuse to surrender, and we'll auto-resolve this one out. Finishing, once and for all, the German independent states. So, unfortunately, guys, once I knock out Genoa, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching episode 4 of the Empire Total War Darthmod Prussian Let's Play. I've had an absolute blast here today against Westphalia. In the next, there's a couple of areas we could go up against. France, Russia. Maybe we can look to do some more stuff in the colonies. We still have Ceylon, and now we have our first piece of territory in the American theatre. We've taken a territory in the Caribbean. Let me know feedback and suggestions. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series, and if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.